Hello students, this is your history lesson, and in this lesson we are going to read chapter 6, the golden age of Hindu rulers. So you are supposed to open your book, page number 29, and read this unit with me. But before start, I would like to share some glossary with you. Number 1 word, territory. Territory, an area of land that belongs to or is controlled by a government. Number 2, dynasty. Dynasty, a series of rulers or leaders who are all from the same family or a period when a country is ruled by them. Number 3, reign. Reign, to be the king or queen of a country. 4, successors. Successor, one that follows, especially one who succeeds to a throne, title, estate, or office. Number 5, Brahmin. Brahmin, a member of a group of people who hold a high social position and who are well educated. Number 6, patronize. Patronized, to treat others in a manner that shows you consider yourself to be better or more important than they are. Number 7, elaborate. Elaborate, containing a lot of careful detail. Number 8, sculptures. Sculpture, the art of forming solid objects that represent a thing, person, idea, etc. out of a material such as wood, clay, metal, or stone. Number 9, exquisite. Exquisite, extremely beautiful and delicate. Number 10, remarkable. Remarkable, worthy of attention. Number 11, prosperity. Prosperity, the state of being successful and having a lot of money. Number 12, Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal is the northeastern part of the Indian Ocean, bounded on the west and northwest by India, on the north by Bangladesh. 13, splendor. Splendor, the beautiful features or qualities of something. Let's start reading of the page 29. The Gupta Era, c. 320 to 550 CE. C stands for Common Era. The Gupta Era. The Gupta Empire was an ancient Indian empire which existed from the mid to late 3rd century CE to 543 CE. This period is considered as the golden age of India by historians. So it took more than 500 years after the Maya dynasty for India to be united under one ruler again. This was Chandragupta I, the founder of the Gupta dynasty, who took the title of Maharaja Deharaja, great Raja of Rajas. He married Kumara Devi of the Lichavi clan. Lichavi was an ancient kingdom in Nepal. The Lichavis were the most famous clan amongst the ruling confederate clans of the Vijay Mahajanapad of ancient India. And a clan is a group of people united by actual or perceived kinship and descent. So, he married Kumara Devi of the Lichavi clan and added more territory to his empire. The coins from his reign show both the king and queen on them. Chandragupta's rule lasted for nearly 15 years. His successor, Somadragupta became the most famous of the Guptas and ruled for 40 years. He became a powerful ruler by conquering most of northern and central India. He was a great soldier and also good at poetry and music. He encouraged the arts, learning and literature and was himself a good poet. Being a Brahmin, he patronized the Hindu religion. He also tolerated other faiths in his empire. So the Maurya Empire was founded in 322 BCE by Chandragupta Maurya, who had overthrown the Nanda dynasty and rapidly expanded his power across central and western India. The Golden Age of the Guptas. The period between the 4th and 6th centuries CE is known as the Golden Age of India because of the considerable achievements of Indians in the fields of mathematics, astronomy, science, religion and philosophy during the Gupta Empire. So the reign of the Gupta dynasty is called the Golden Age of Hindu rulers of India as it promoted classical Indian literature, arts and sciences, as I have told you earlier. Kalidasa. Kalidasa was a gifted poet, playwright of this age who wrote many plays, two of which, Magdot and Shakuntala, are classic plays to this day. So, who was Kalidasa? Kalidasa was a classical Sanskrit author who is often considered India's greatest playwright and dramatist. Temple art became an art form as seen in the elaborate sculptures that adorned them outside as well as inside. The walls of the caves at Ajanta and Ellora are covered with exquisite paintings in brilliant colors, an example of the remarkable artwork of the Gupta era. Another outstanding scholar of this age was Aryabhata. Aryabhata at the Nalanda University, who came up with the concept of zero and accurately calculated the value of pi, both of which laid the foundation of later developments in mathematics and science. The Golden Age also refers to the huge number of gold coins minted during the reign of the Guptas, reflecting the wealth and prosperity of this dynasty. Now come to page number 30. Here is Chandragupta II, c. 375 to 415. Chandragupta, also known by his title Vikramaditya, was one of the most powerful emperors of the Gupta Empire in northern India. So students, who was Chandragupta II? Samudra Gupta's son. Samudra Gupta's son Chandragupta II took the title of Vikramaditya, the son of power. Firstly, we read about the Samudra Gupta Empire, how he ruled the country. Now we are going to read about Chandragupta. He was the son of Samudra Gupta and he was having the title of Vikramaditya. Chandragupta II's rule of 40 years was the golden age of the Gupta dynasty. The Gupta Empire stretched from the Arabian Sea in the west to the Bay of Bengal in the east, which helped to increase trade, making the Gupta Empire rich. So, in his reign, trade flourished and he had a rich empire. Fahan, a Chinese visitor to his court, speaks of the prosperity and splendor of his court. Beautiful gold coins were minted and there was peace, order and security in the empire. People were contented, they worked hard and trained for every craft and job. There was quality control and pricing was fixed by the officials. So students, we can say the Gupta Empire reached its zenith during the rule of Chandragupta II. Chinese pilgrim Fahan, who visited India during his reign, suggests that he ruled over a peaceful and prosperous kingdom. Chandragupta II's rule of 40 years was the golden age of the Gupta dynasty. But before start, I would like to share some difficult words with you so that you will be able to understand more about this chapter. Number 1. Rebellion. Uprising the people against the government. Number 2. Invasion. Occupation, capture. Number 3. Ferocious, violent. Number 4. Plundering, steal goods from a place or person, typically using force. Number 5. Destroying, to bring to a complete end. Number 6. Resist, to fight against or oppose something or someone. Number 7. Biography. Biography, a written story or account of someone's life. Number 8. Eyewitness, a person who has seen something happen. Now, I want you to come page number 31 from your book. Let's start reading and understand more about the golden age of Chandragupta II. In this time of peace, the Hindu religion grew and Hindu temples were constructed. Buddhism became less important. Buddhism is a faith that was founded by Siddhartha Gautama the Buddha more than 2500 years ago in India. With about 470 million followers, scholars consider Buddhism one of the major world religions. I hope you are clear about Buddhism. Buddhism became less important. The Brahmins became strong and Hindu gods such as Shiva and Vishnu came to be worshipped. In the last lesson we have read about Brahmins. So I hope you are well aware about the Brahmins. So they became strong and Hindu gods such as Shiva and Vishnu came to be worshipped. People started to worship these gods. These gods and goddesses were also found in the Vedas and became a tradition of Hinduism. The later Guptas. We have read about Chandragupta I and Chandragupta II. Now here are the later Guptas. Kumaragupta succeeded Chandragupta II. Now who succeeded Chandragupta II? Kumaragupta. And he also ruled for 40 years, 415 to 455. So he also ruled for 40 years. 40 years as Chandragupta II ruled. However, he had to deal with rebellion in Mawa as well as with the invasion of the ferocious Huns from the northwest. The Huns were nomadic warriors who terrorized much of Europe and the Roman Empire in the 4th and 5th centuries AD. So, who were Huns? They were nomadic warriors. In 455, Sikandar Gupta came to the throne and he also had to face the Hun invasions in his 12-year rule. Although he managed to drive them back, the Huns were a warrior tribe from Central Asia who took pleasure in plundering and destroying everything. As I have told you, they were warrior, so Huns were a warrior tribe from Central Asia. And they felt pleasure in plundering and destroying or damaging anything. In 510, The Huns attacked the Gupta Empire again, which weakened the Guptas who could no longer resist them. In c. 550, C stands here from Common Era. In c. 550, the Gupta Empire came to an end. So this was the end of Gupta Empire. With the end of Gupta Empire, here came another empire, that was Harshvardhan, 606 to 647. India broke up into smaller kingdoms after the Guptas, and it was not till the 7th century that the Vardhans of Thanasar reunited India. Harshvardhan was only 16 when he became king in 606 and ruled for 41 years. He made the largest empire after the Guptas. From the Arabian Sea to the Bay of Bengal, with Kannauj as his capital. His Brahmin courtier Bana wrote Harsh's biography, Harsh Charita, and the Chinese Buddhist traveler Xuan Zhang's record of his prosperous reign is a primary source of historians, as it is an eyewitness account. Like Ashoka, Harsh looked after the welfare of his people. He built roads, hospitals, and rest houses for travelers, and protected the temples and Buddhist monasteries. Monasteries are building or buildings occupied by a community of monks living under religious vows. He made Kannauj, the capital, beautiful with large palaces and gardens, and surrounded it by a huge wall. Harsh wrote poetry and plays and patronized poets and artists. His empire broke up after him because he had no one to succeed him as king. Questions. Question 1. Why is the Gupta era known as the golden era of its time? Answer. The reign of the Gupta dynasty is called the golden age of Hindu rulers of India, as it promoted classical Indian literature, art, and science. The golden age also refers to the huge number of golden coins during the reign of Gupta. Question 2. Who were the most famous kings of the Gupta dynasty? Give the reasons for their fame. Answer. Samudragupta, Chandragupta, and Kumaragupta were the most famous kings of the Gupta dynasty because during their reign, Gupta dynasty stretched from Arabian Sea in the west to the Bay of Bengal in the east. Trade was increased, Hindu classical literature, arts, and science were promoted. Question 3. What is the importance of the Ajanta and Ellora caves? Answer. According to the historical evidences, Ajanta and Ellora caves were built by the Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist monks who stayed and meditated here for the longer period of time. Ellora caves start from the point from where the Ajanta caves ends. Ajanta caves are older than the Ellora caves. Each cave at Ajanta and Ellora has the different story to tell. The walls of Ajanta and Ellora caves are covered with exquisite paintings in brilliant colors, an example of the remarkable artwork of the Gupta era. Question 4. Why is the Chinese traveler Hassan Sang's visit to Harsha's kingdom significant? Answer. The Chinese Buddhist traveler Hassan Sang wanted to know more about the life of Buddha, and it was not possible until he did not visit India. In India, he visited all the sacred places connected with the life of Buddha as well as to learn of Buddhism through study. He wrote about his experience in India. His throw his writings throw light on the significance of Harsha's kingdom. Question 5. What caused the breakup of the Gupta Empire? Answer. The Huns were a warrior tribe from Central Asia who took pleasure in plundering and destroying everything. In 510, the Huns attacked the Gupta Empire, which weakened the Guptas, who could no longer resist them. In c. 550, the Gupta Empire came to an end. Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.